Look, they don't have kitties anywhere. See, everything I said is coming true in this nation. I talked about how God's going to destroy it. That's partly why I was doing the presidential campaign, because I wanted to show him that I could change the way this nation was going. And he kind of laughed at me. And it was like, okay, you have free will. And I'm like, well, no, not really, because these people in control will ban me and block me from anything, anywhere. Wow, do they do so much more these days? It's crazy. It's almost like the humans don't exist, like they're robots, which is odd because the body is ancient biotechnology. Fucking. So, it's fucked up, man. They ain't got cats nowhere. They're shutting down all this shit in this world. And then, after I went out to do my presidential campaign, he had already showed me everything that was going on. And I was like, yeah, fuck these assholes. But no, seriously, they're just being deceived and shit, right? So let me go tell them they're being deceived. And he just keeps showing me that they're not being deceived. They want to be deceived. They want to fucking enslave and kill. And he's like, look, they're going to turn on each other. And fucking Rome did. And look, they're turning on each other. Fucking, they're this is crazy shit. They're just doing whatever the government says and shit. And fucking, I mean, that's the problem, right? That's why they occupy 200 out of 214 nations on the planet, because of fucking empire and shit. And, the balance of the world will be upset if the empire takes over everything. So, yeah, that's never been allowed in history, right? The world's kind of on cycles and stuff, so it's not going to be allowed again. And then, they start turning on themselves and, shutting their whole lives down and shit. Because, we took their right away to, really pillage other nations. With Trump getting in office, and, I mean, none of them really actually back out any troops or something, right? He probably did bring some home to put at the wall. Probably, shipped over 5 times more, though. But, yeah, it's just you take that right away from them, and then they start enslaving each other and attacking each other and stuff. It's weird. Yeah. I mean, it's like a sickness and shit. It doesn't really matter what religion you believe in. There's stories of what used to happen to the world and shit. And I guess technically that's pretty fucking controlled, what stories you might be allowed to read. But they're oh, they banned the pagan shit. It's you don't even know what the fuck pagan is, man. You guys are pagans. You guys are celebrating pagan fucking holidays and shit. Fucking. And it claims to be a Christian nation. Get the fuck out of here. That is not what this fucking nation is. This nation is deception abound and fucking murder and fucking, it doesn't look like it, right? There is no terrorism going on here. No. How is all this shit built though? Right? Fucking, how did all the money get obtained to build these fucking places? I think I know the answer. You just expansion policy. An expansion policy fucking based around fiscal fucking numbers and shit. So, it's all they can come up with is move into some shit, take it over, and I mean, it's obviously, it's a control freak issue at first. Fucking, it's totally just a control freak issue. It's someone who wants to fucking dominate every fucking thing. It's I said my presidential campaign was me running as ruler of the world, but that's like by proxy USA. If you're just the American president, you're the only thing anyone in the world talks about. So you don't have to fucking conquer these people. You see what I'm saying? That like that's the issue here is you don't have to conquer these motherfuckers in order to make them worship you because they already do. They already worship your culture and all this bullshit fucking right? Like if you're going to kill them, like that's going to turn some of them against you. Fucking, that's why people hate this place because the world is like under its fucking boot. And now they're putting themselves under the fucking boot. Look at that shit. It's so crazy, like how that happens, right? I said it was going to happen, and it happens because it happened in the past, right? It's the backstory to the fucking Matrix. This shit happens over and over. We're in a depression era. It's like 100 years from the last depression. I mean, but the odd thing is it's like a show. It's like all set up and staged to a large extent. They're like traps. Like the events are staged, and then I think normal people go out there and get caught up in that shit, and then they get trapped. Like they say some shit like that they shouldn't say. Like I probably say, I always like I was like 2 years old when I started saying shit I'm not supposed to say. It's just like all I fucking know how to say. It's like I don't give a fuck. I don't think about anything. Like, oh, don't say that. That's some faggot. I mean, that's some Frito-Lay stuff, right? But yeah. Will this video fucking make it? Who knows? Anyways, fucking so all this shit's happening. They're like enslaving themselves. And they did that in the Roman times, right? For some reason. Fucking but I mean they're just assholes. They're like trying to enslave you. Like they're not enslaving themselves, they're enslaving everyone else around them. Like each and every one of them is like trying to enslave like herds of people now. Like these people in these stores are like controlling like 50 fucking people and shit, right? Like there is like slave masters now in this nation. And that's what it is. It fucking I was shown that it's all going to get turned back on them and shit. And because that's what happened in fucking Rome too. And I was just shown that it's going to be a lot faster because we're in a different age. Like things can change overnight, and they do. Like, look, they have like a curfew. Like that, like people are suffocating themselves. They're turning off the water. They're shutting down their economy. Like for what? Like honestly, I think that's because they're preparing for war against the gods. I think their leaders like want to train them to fucking protect themselves from when the gods fucking come down to earth and fucking start rampaging and shit. Fucking, but it, the odd thing is like, that probably wouldn't happen if this didn't happen. But they're gonna do it. They're gonna go through with it because they're just fucking people are retarded or some shit. It's like they're robots. Like it's literally like they're robots. Like the whole human body is like a ancient biotechnology design. That's the end of it. There is nothing else to explaining that other than just a dream or a hallucination. Fucking, I've never cut a person open, but according to what these lying doctors who sell dope is the sixth arm of the fucking military and shit, I don't know, dude. And they invade nations using fucking these care package motherfuckers and shit. Like one of the first people I met, fucking at a protest, Occupy Wall Street, like 10 years ago or something. They were a care package dropper and shit. And I assumed that they were still working for the government because their initial job was to like, provide aid and but he was telling me how that story isn't what it is. I didn't have to like instantly think like, hey, this dude's an agent. Like, this is his job to act like he's your friend and he's just helping fucking destroy your nation. But he was telling me that's what he did in his job. Like, he was like, yeah, I'm here because it's fucked up. Like, I'm a care package dropper, motherfucker. But, we didn't exactly drop care packages, he was saying. Fucking, I forget his exact wording, but he was saying that's not how it goes. And I'm like, yeah, dude, like I'm like assuming you're still working for the government now that you tell me that was your job, because your job was psychological warfare, and the job of a person who would be like leading an event astray or infiltrating would probably want to be something related to psychological warfare. You definitely have a background training in that if you go into the enemy camp, because you gotta like learn to fucking subvert fucking people and shit. And so yeah. Anyways, fucking yeah, they're dropping. Americans are dropping. I'm sorry, USAians. The Americans are two continents of people, and the Americans are dead. Fucking, but you have this whole fucking country just turning on itself. Like it's worse than I thought, but it looks weird. Like it looks like you're all robots or some shit, and you guys are being mass mind controlled, which is odd because there's like the 5G tower update when that shit was happening and shit, when like everyone switched overnight, and everyone can learn these new commands that are super important according to some internet article or whatever fucking or meme posted, if they're told to, but it doesn't like pop off like as like they go to math for 12 years and they don't even know, they don't understand math by the end of that usually. Fucking, so how do they like learn something overnight and shit? Fucking, that's always weird as fuck. Like I understand some things take a little bit to learn. Like if I want to fucking take apart my fucking engine and shit, and fucking redo the pistons and fucking bore the fucking holes, and whatever else I gotta do and shit like that could take some time. Like I'm not gonna like wake up and do that for definitely, but it's like everything else, like people like don't get it, and it's like what the fuck. It's like it's really like they're robots. Like I've been seeing some crazy shit in 2020. We're definitely in a matrix, or we're in a spiritual world, or both. I think the 5G. I think there's like competing forces. Like so many of the backstories say there's like going to be like a technological fucking um, competition with like the spiritual world, and a lot of backstories talk about how they're using technology to suppress fucking spirituality and shit. And there's definitely some other shit going on. I don't know if it's all just technology and shit. If like the disappearing vehicles and shit, I don't know if that's all technology, like holograms and shit. But like the world does keep saying we're all light, so I'm like, okay, so like we're like somehow holograms that can feel each other or some shit. But and if not, like like it looks like our bodies are fucking ancient fucking biotechnology. Like you can build better than a human today. Like you could have did that a long time ago. I think when this matrix was invented, fucking that they had everything in it. When the earth was created, the creator fucking invented everything. And so all this shit, this is like, oh, this is ancient technology and shit. Fucking, but yeah, fucking when this world was created, it was intelligently designed. You can tell by studying the design of it. But I guess most people don't even know what the fuck the design is. Maybe that's just me who can see it and understands it and shit. But I think some of these other beings definitely know other parts. Like there's a lot of people out, a lot of things out here in human fucking flesh that are different. There's, and it looks like there's different groups of different people. And I don't know what to tell you. Like I can't convince you of shit, and I understand I can't just tell you something and you believe it. Like, that's logical as fuck if I tell you, like, I'm seeing cars appear and disappear. Fucking, that's logical as fuck for you to just think I'm retarded. I know. Like, no doubt, dude. Like, I am definitely on the cutting edge of thinking. Fucking, it always sounds like I'm crazy and shit. And sometimes I am. Sometimes I'm wrong. But I'm not wrong when I see cards disappear like many times. And when they show me, when they start showing me little tricks they can do and shit, like they purposely showed me they can do stuff. Like they changed one of their license plates and it said fucking, it was like telling me how many of them there are. It said there's 8 of us on the license plate. And I didn't count them, so I just assumed 8. I could have been like 6. But yep. When groups like that do a whole bunch of shit, it's like, did I even see that though? Is that like a new hologram? Because the 5G fucking is some sort of other type shit. Have they put chips in me? Like, I mean, hello, the body seems to be biotechnology. Fucking, so I already am the chip. Fucking, I'm already chipped like a motherfucker and shit. It's called the brain. The brain, the whole fucking human body mirrors a computer. Fucking all of it. Except for it's got an exoskeleton, so we upgrade the word computer to Android. Fucking, yeah. It's crazy what's going on, man. I'm not worried though because I feel like I'm a live player in the Matrix, and it's. I'm assuming it's something like Westworld, kind of, where certain stuff is like staged events and shit, and there's probably like, I mean, there maybe everything here is like a cyborg body and shit. Maybe the conscience is just software and fucking uh, code. Like, and that would explain why I feel like I'm fucking player one and why I'm like in the middle of these fucking hot zones. Like, to the point, like, people can't even understand to think what my role might actually be. Like, they're just like, why are you over there? It's like, cause I went to see what they were doing. And they're like, but yeah, come on. Like, they're automatically assuming like I'm with some other group. It's like, no, I'm with everyone. Um, but people can't even begin to think outside that box. It's like they're locked outside of it. It's like there's so many reasons for me to be somewhere, but I'm just documenting stuff because this world's fucking about to change, and you're not gonna have access to information anymore. They're gonna shut everything down. They already have. It's all shut the fuck down, isn't it? They've shut it down. They've definitely shut it the fuck down. Shut it down. Shut it down. The age of the Goy is gone. Fucking, for real. This is crazy. You guys are fucking off the hook. You guys are like mind controlled robots. Like, no fucking. If you have a conscious or it's just your programming, like, they are hitting switches fucking inside your guys' brains and shit. And they've been doing it for so long and drugging you and fucking poisoning your mind so long. And so many have went along with it that, like, I don't know. Are they that stupid? They can't figure it out. Really, the humans are like robots and they can't figure out fucking how to change their programming and shit. Like, I don't know what it's like to be some of the other people out here. Some people act like living, but at the same time, like that's weird. How are they like hive mind and shit? Like, these groups are like hive mind. Like, so many of them. There's ones out there who like signal to me. Like, they'll throw up signals and shit. Fucking, and it's like, what the fuck? It's like, who are you? Like, and then because the bad guys can't fucking tell who I am. Like, it's weird. Like, I'll go to like a different fucking city and they won't even fucking know me and shit. And it's like, wait a minute, aren't you guys like the heads of tech and shit? And it's like, it makes you kind of think about like the Bible, because the Bible says that, you know, God created, and then people, and then other books. I think the Bible talks about that, right? Um, but I know like other books, like many of them, many of the backstories, like the backstories are what's important to the Matrix. Fucking, that's all that matters, is what's going on and who's controlling shit. And then the fact it's on repetitious cycles means those who do not know history are doomed to repeat it. And it's like, man, the main reason this stuff is being allowed to happen and we don't have any fucking warriors to help us and shit is because God wants this to happen. God fucking seen this a long time ago. He's seen that they were gonna fucking start attacking themselves. Like, I talked about that shit before. I'm not sure if I ever posted videos on it. But probably wrote about it somewhere. And I definitely just talk about stuff because I assume I'm being watched in probably my whole fucking life. And who knows how many, I mean, according to the Matrix backstory, we're like hundreds and thousands of years, like, you know, this place was built like 100 or 1,000 or 1,000,000,000 years ago. And it's like, yeah, I don't know about that, bro, but fucking, the shit happens over and over. And Rome did this. Rome didn't like choke its fucking citizens out and shit. But it's like, really, you guys are just like, do people even need to breathe? Like, do any of these other beings out here need to breathe? They're like all wearing masks and shit. It's like they're fucking specters or robots. I've been saying that for like 10 fucking years, that the humans act like, or at least many of them act like specters or robots and shit. Like a free thinking system like wouldn't be able to follow certain commands like that, you know, and not like logically think shit through. Fucking, like, I don't see no one dying because of some shit. I don't believe in that shit at all. Fucking, and you know what? I don't even believe in death. Like, we're in some fucking controlled matrix or some shit, dude. Death isn't real. Like, it doesn't exist because you're a robot, or it just doesn't exist because you just get removed from the stage when you die. Fucking. But I'm pretty sure on that. That's a theory there. Like, I'll put that out there. That's a fucking theory, dude. I guess a theory that talking about all this stuff going to happen and then it happens, that's just a fucking theory too. But like, it all happened, so I'm telling you why. You know, I was talking with God and shit. You know, I was asking him for a chance to run fucking for presidency and you know, fucking straighten out this world and bring it in a fucking ultimate fucking fun paradise and shit. And you know, fucking in between asking him to fucking blow everyone up, that's what I would generally like ask for and shit. Fucking, but he pretty much just showed me that, like, yeah, like, you got a lot of fucking opposition if you want to fucking change the world for the better and shit. He was like, you know, I got these other plans and shit. Fucking, yeah, fucking. So I went with the other plans after a while, fucking. But at first, I was just like, hey, I'm going to go out here and fucking and run for president, and I'll show you I can do it. Like, all it takes is me getting in the fucking media, and I become president. That's that. Fucking, we wait any longer, I'll start to look older, and then my looks won't instantly fucking swoon like every fucking female in the world and shit. And then fucking, I will become president. Fucking, I mean, I can say intelligent stuff too, but they don't allow that on TV. I kind of knew that. Like, I kind of knew what I was getting into. That's why I was running a sting operation on the media and shit. Let me get my face in the video just in case, for some reason. I want to run a sting operation on the media. That's what I was doing. Because we all know about the fake media, right? Except for people who know the term fake media probably don't know anything about what the media is. Weird how they can all say that, but they don't understand what that means. Very weird. It's weird how everyone can follow their leaders and just like go with the flow, man. Like, oh, it's so smooth and cool, man. Like, the leaders are good people, man. We're just killing brown kitties. Fucking, I swear to fuck, man. All that shit, all the shit everyone talks about, all the bad shit really goes on in this fucking nation on some level of fucking, you know, percentage. Fucking, for real. Like, that's what I was shown. That's what God allowed me to fucking see and shit. And fucking, you know, I was kind of like, it's kind of like, maybe I'm making this shit up in my head, but then it fucking happens, right? And they're like, oh, you're manifesting stuff. And it's like, no, I'm manifesting shit. And then, like, I'm like, fucking burn this place down. Because I was in Hollywood and shit. And it was fucked up. And it just felt like dark sorcery all over. And I remember they killed Michael Hastings there, fucking on some of those roads I was driving on. And like, I didn't really think of it. I didn't know where I was yet, but the second I turned on that fucking road, I was like, dude, this road is fucked. There is something about that. And getting into the city, the shit that happened, and then getting up to Beverly Hills and shit, like up the hills. It's called hills for a reason, because it's at the top of some motherfucking big ass hills with super steep inclines where they could easily kill someone with a vehicle and make it look like an accident, aka Michael Hastings. Like, I thought of that because me being trailed and everything by who knows how many groups, fucking, I can only assume at least one, right? Fucking, so I was already fucking peaked to fucking a lot of psycho shit that's going on in this world people don't know about. And there's a whole nother world to this world, and you don't have to fucking believe me, dude. I don't give a fuck what you think. It's there. I've seen it. There's not many people who have claimed they've seen the other world, like, unless they do seem like they're actually crazy people, don't talk about fucking, you know, like they're just rambling and putting incoherent words together. But I'll tell you, even fucking people like that, I can talk to the God consciousness through. I'm not sure if it's this third party or God all the time, but fucking, I'm pretty sure this is the God consciousness, fucking, because it possesses everyone and shit, fucking. But then again, they did sit around and honk at me one time when it was very obvious that was happening, to let me know that, in case I forgot, that one of those white vehicles that was following me for a couple thousand miles, fucking, in case I forgot, they were sitting over there. It's as if they wanted me to look over and be like, oh, you're mind controlling this person to talk and say what they are, right? Fucking, so when I see shit like that, it makes me wonder what else is going on in the world. Like all this stuff is staged, like freedom of choice. Free will is an illusion because what you're interacting with doesn't have free will. So you can't, like, run off script. You gotta do choice A, choice B, and they like hijack people and shit. fucking, they'll take over people and shit. And they get in between me and other people before they start doing this. But I'm not into this. This is about to end itself.